my birthday sail. It's Sunday, October 2nd. But since I have to work tomorrow, I'm coming out for a sail today. It's challenging conditions, to say the least. 16, 17 knots of wind from the north, so we've got 2, 4, 5, 6 foot waves maybe. But it's a good sail. The waves never look right on film, of course. It all looks very flat, but if you watch the bow of the boat buck up and down, you get an idea of the wave height. When it knocks it sideways, pushes the bow up and down. So I've been out for a couple hours, and I'm picking my way back to the marina now. Wanted to say this is my birthday sail. Alright, well, it is Sunday, October 2nd, 2022, the day before my 62nd birthday. So today's kind of my birthday sail, I guess, since tomorrow's a work day. So we're gonna have some, fun wind conditions again today. Yesterday I was out in 10 to 15 knots of wind and 2 to 3 foot seas maybe. Today I'm just gonna see a bit more wind, I believe, and probably a bit heavier seas. So we'll see what today brings. Some sailing guys were watching one of my videos and they noticed that I didn't have my lifelines on the port side of the boat connected, and they were absolutely right. In order for me to do my docking technique, I need that lifeline down, this gate open. But they're absolutely right in that really should be closed up when I'm sailing. So what I did when I got here is they used to be attached permanently on this end of the push pit, and I moved them up there so that it should be easier for me to connect and disconnect them from the helm here. So I should have done that before I actually got out here, but I'll do it before I put sails up. And I'm just kind of getting a little feel for the wind and waves. I think today might be a reef in the main day and a reef jib. You can see the waves are a little bit bigger today than they were yesterday already. So we'll see. I'll have more once we get going. So after watching the waves a little bit and the wind, I think we're gonna go jib only today just to try it out. I'm seeing 15, 16, 17 knots of wind. I could probably sail just fine on a jib. So we're going to try that. Get the main now. If we need to, we can put it up. We're going to try it. We're going to try jib only, and I'm going to be reefing the jib as I go. There, that's not too bad so far. We're motors off, we're sailing. 2 2 to 4 footers, I guess, is what the forecast is for today. And a bit more wind than yesterday. When I went out yesterday, I had about 10 knots and ended up at 15. Right now we're 13 to 17, it looks like. So we'll see if we get enough wind to keep going on just the jib. Got it double reefed right now, and I can always put out more if the conditions are okay. Waves are not breaking really. I mean, you see a little bit of white every once in a while, but nothing, no breaking waves to speak of. One thing I'm watching is a ship off to my starboard side. He's at a cement factory. I don't know if he's already unloaded or what he's doing exactly. I have to keep an eye on him, but hopefully he won't come out if he sees me. Well, we're out for a little more punishment today, a little more adventure. You can see that. Wind's about 14, 15 knots. Sea state's a bit choppier than yesterday, actually. I think the forecast is 2 to 4 foot. I'm guessing a little bit bigger than that occasionally. Again, you can never pick it up on the camera much, but not all the time, but we do hit some bigger waves and some bigger troughs and whatnot. So I'm out with just a jib, a double reef jib. I decided after, winds were about 13, 14, I thought maybe I'd get a little more speed up and be able to pick through the waves a little faster if I put up the mainsail. I was going to do a double reef in the main. But as I was trying to raise it, it was like, didn't feel like it was going upright. And it took me a few minutes to realize that my halyard, because I had it already attached to the sail, but it wasn't real tight when I came out and started bouncing around in the waves, it slapped around forward and it's caught on something on the front of the mast. I'm guessing my foredeck light. A good size wave. And rather than go up there and try to monkey with it, I just let the sail back down. And I did have to go up to the mast to pull the sail down, but oh, there it popped loose, so I could probably do her now. At a bare minimum, I'll try to snug that halyard up a little bit. Of course, now the winds are blowing 17 again. We really don't need the extra sail, I don't think. So I think we'll probably just sit where we're at. We're making a little over 5 knots, and it's not, uncomfortable, scary with 17 knots of wind. Waves are, a little bit of a challenge. Toss us around every once in a while, but nothing too bad. So I think we'll stick with what we got. For those that were worried, I do have my lifelines up. I'll probably close my companionway hatch just because somebody else will ask me about that. Oh, what the heck, maybe while I'm at it, I'll put a life jacket on too. So, anyways, my birthday sail, sort of, a day early. Me and Tally-Ho out sailing in some less than perfect conditions, and honestly, nobody at the marina is out. The only ship I saw was a big gravel boat or sand or something over there at the dock, so I don't think I need to worry about him. But not another soul in sight. So we'll have a little bit more of the birthday sail later. All right, so quick update. update. I just kind of tightened everything up a little bit. I attached the halyard back where it normally sits. Carefully picked my way up there and held on tightly. Tidied up most of the rest of the lines, and then I just put out one more section of the jib. And we'll see if we get a little more speed. We were, you know, in 14, 15 knots. We should be pushing 6 almost, and we were barely getting, we were pushing 5. So I put out another, let one reef out of the jib. That seemed to help. We're got a little speed now, and I think the wave period is much shorter today. Wednesday and even yesterday, it seemed like I could kind of pick my way through the swells. Today, it's pretty much you're gonna get hit with them over and over and over again, and not much you can do other than, you know, watch out for the biggest ones, I guess. So a little less picking and steering my way through, and just trying to quarter them the best I can and not take them broadside. Well, we're doing fine out here, no worries. When we get a north wind like this, the lake turns a funny color. It's all more aquamarine, I guess, than blue. You can always tell when it's pretty chopped up out here. Today's a good example. Alright, well, we're gonna let you have a rest here while I continue to pick our way through the waves. And we've only gone about 4 miles so far, and we're only 2 miles offshore, maybe. And we're in 45. I do have the companionway hatch closed. The doors are open, but it's really more for spray than anything else at this point. And I got my life jacket on just to be a safe sailor. My wife wouldn't forgive me if I drowned the day before my birthday. And I've got my lifelines up all the way around, just in case I fell against them. I'd hate to fall right through. And there are some, you know, pretty good sized waves rocking us around. So anyway, the weather's you know, not bad. It's chilly, but not as cold as yesterday, I don't think. And sunny at the moment with the north wind. We'll have more later. So I just tried changing the resolution of the camera to see if we get some really high res stuff, what it looks like. Hopefully you can see my chart plotter. 17 knots of wind. We're making 5.7, 5.5. 6s when we slide down a wave or something, but not a bad sail, and really all right. So we made a tack, and we're about 6 miles out from the marina. I don't think the conditions are getting significantly worse, but we're getting buffeted around pretty good, hit a few big waves. No sense in putting tally-ho through any extra beating, I don't think. We still got to go 6 miles back. And the wind will be a little bit almost still off our beam, but the waves are just a little bit different angles, so I don't know if that'll be better or worse, but we're still making our way. I can hear a door banging around down there, so I'm going to go down and tidy up down below real quick, hopefully not fall over. I've got my air horn there. I carry a couple of different kinds. The compressed air gas ones, but this one's manual, but it puts out a pretty good blast. Not quite as loud as a canister probably, but when I get back to the marina, given if the wind stays up at 15 from the north, I'm going to sound that when I get close to my slip, and my dock neighbors will come over and help grab a line. So hopefully that'll alleviate some challenges for docking. I'll still use my docking loop, that's my plan, but just in case I miss it or something, maybe the guys there can give me a hand. Sheesh, that was a big one. Anyway, so I'm still sailing on my birthday sail, and got a view of the city of Chicago, if you see it out there. Probably too far away. Again, not another boat or ship or anything else out on the south end of the lake by me. Woo. A wet one. Anyway, I'm gonna go see if I can close that door or secure it, and maybe grab a birthday beer. Or later. Certainly are thankful for an autopilot that works. That was one of my this year big projects, putting a new Raymarine 6001 autopilot on, along with a rudder sensor. My old 4000 did not have a rudder sensor. Although jib looks good. Can't complain about the way she's powering the boat. We got plenty of wind, 18 knots apparent. And the jib is powering tally-ho right through this crappy seas. Probably a good thing I didn't put out the main sail. I don't know. I was gonna double reef it, but we got plenty of wind and plenty of power today. So, although I think we probably could have done it, we didn't really need it. So we'll see what time it is when we get up close to the marina. The fact that the East Chicago Marina is tucked in behind the steel mill means I have about a 2-mile wave break there. So if the waves are coming from the north and it's a little bit calmer behind the steel mill, and maybe I'll do a little sail around there behind the steel mill to stay out of the waves a bit. We'll see what. Well, I don't think the sea state's getting particularly better, but maybe the waves are a little bit smaller as we kind of make our way behind the steel mill, but they feel like they're coming in, kind of northeast, so they kind of funnel right in here maybe. At least it kind of feels that way. But we're getting close. We're just a mile or so out from the marina. Still a wavy sail, and you can see the boat rocking and buffeted by the waves, but we're not on a real good course or tack right now. The waves are kind of hitting us on the either broadside or the rear quarter, and that's making for a really rocky ride here. So I don't know if I can get us quartering these things or not. I don't think so, not without going way off course. So we'll just have to ride it out the last mile or so and hope nobody gets seasick from watching this thing. Whew. Sheesh. Maybe we'll run a little more downwind so that keeps the rock from hitting us too badly. But you can see the wind's not really letting up much, so we're still getting 18, 19 knots. Making a good 5 knots, a little bit downwind here. I guess we can't complain about that. Should still be in a little bit, around 2:30, quarter to 3, I guess. And we'll see how the docking situation goes. It's hopefully not going to be too bad. Just looking at the smokestacks and stuff around me, it kind of looks a little bit northeast, so a pure north wind would really push me off the pier, but a northeast is a little bit easier to deal with. I guess we'll see when we get in there, and if necessary, we'll call for some help from the neighbors. Just got to remember to put my lifelines down. If I tried to do my docking technique with those lifelines up, bad will happen. So I'll remember once I get the sail down, the engine started, and I'm motoring my way in, I will drop the lifelines. That's why I moved the Pelican hooks to this end instead of there, so I can easily do that while I'm at the helm. Anyway, we'll have a little bit more when we dock, and hopefully there'll be no drama there. Or a bit. Alright, so we got the jib furled up. Just kind of went downwind a little bit. It makes it really easy to furl up the jib. I don't ever really need to, but if I did, I could put the furling line on the cabin top winch there and crank it in. But for a fairly inexpensive and unsophisticated furler, my little CDI, I imagine, is original to the boat 32 years ago, still works, and yeah, got her rolled up no problems, even in 19 knots of wind. So we're just gonna motor in here and hopefully catch our docking loop no problem. I think I will give the neighbors a little bit of a buzz, maybe, but right now I kind of think it's going to be a northeast wind, and I think I can handle that without too much trouble. I did drop the lifelines already, so those are out of the way, and it's just a matter of getting into the marina and easing into our slip and hopefully not have any drama. All right, more as we come in. Well, as we make our way into the harbor, the winds are primarily north, maybe ever so slightly northeast, I think. So we'll just have to see as we come around and try to get into the slip if we're going to be okay. There's no boat next to us, so I'm not overly worried, and right now the winds are down to about 12 knots, so that's not, you know, too nasty, I guess. We'll give it the old college try. I just sounded my horn in case any of my neighbors are around and they want to come over and grab a line or something. That's always helpful. Not sure if they're still here though. So bring her in pretty slow. Although it is blowing plenty over there. We're going to come in at a kind of a sharp angle. So we're pretty much nose in to the wind. Well, we made that one barely. I don't think so. I got the loop on them. Probably scaring the hell out of your fish though. Maybe that's it. Scaring them in your direction. All right, we are safely in at the dock. We're tied up and have shore power again. So we only made it about 12 miles today. That's okay. We kind of went out from the marina about 6 miles and then turned around and tacked pretty much straight back. This little dip right here is where I rounded up into the wind to try to put the mainsail up, and then found that the halyard was fouled on I think on the foredeck light. So I abandoned that idea and just sailed the rest of the way. So when you look at our speed thing, you'll see a drop right here, and that's because I was screwing around trying to put the mainsail up, and I had rounded up into the wind and all that. We must have glided down a wave here. It says we hit 9 knots, but that's not what I read on my chart plotter. I think the highest was like 7.3. And we flirted with 7 a little bit, but not quite as fast as yesterday, I guess. Average of 5 knots, including our screwing around time with the mainsail. Yesterday I called this software iSailor, and that's not quite right. It's called iSail GPS. That's the name of the software. I kind of like it. It's this one right here, iSail GPS. I like it. It's it's kind of fun to keep track of where you've been and how far and how fast. I generally write it down in a log, but you could save. You can save, I think, to their website if you want. But anyway, so it's almost 3 o'clock. I'm going to get home for birthday dinner tonight. We're going to celebrate tonight instead of tomorrow, or maybe in addition tomorrow. Not sure. Father-in-law is coming over. Wife's cooking dinner, so I'm going to pack up here and head on home and say happy birthday to myself, I guess. Well, this is my birthday sail. It's Sunday, October 2nd. But since I have to work tomorrow, I'm coming out for a sail today. It's challenging conditions, to say the least. 16, 17 knots of wind from the north, so we've got 2, 4, 5, 6 foot waves maybe. But it's a good sail.